Hey, what's up, Nick?
Wow.
Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome back, Tier 2 to 113 months, bless. Give me Coldplay or give me death.
Feels good.
What did I just get that for? Well, like maybe it was... for other things I'd put down. I swapped over to playing Final Fantasy 16 on the PC, and good lord, the difference is insane. For what, visually? Well, yeah. You're not playing at like 30 FPS or scuffed 40-something FPS in an action game. Where frame rate and frame timing is actually important. Good way to start the day.
Sam, the next major site to be linked to the chiral network is in the eastern reaches of the continent, East Fort Knott. Our original plan would have had us route a connection.
Fox is out here desperately trying to get the number to where he thought it would be by adding monitors to a thing that nobody ever fucking includes in the price of a computer.
We have had to devise a new approach, utilizing a series of
Well, did you just play your games on a 10-year-old television that you've been using since you were in university? Yes. Well, technically not free.
Enlisting the cooperation of the pizza
Did
chef
you
should enable
amateurize the cost of the television from the date in which you first purchased it and added that to the cost of the computer that you built in 2024?
The cargo he's requested is being stored at this very facility. They designated a chilled delivery
Like the
due to
fuck?
its sensitivity to heat, so you should transport it at night or in the rain. Or perhaps take advantage of a pickup off-roader's covered cargo shelf, which should ensure it doesn't get exposed to direct sunlight. Undertake the main order on this delivery terminal when you're ready.
Man said 3,000. Dapier says 2,500. Yeah, but the monitors though. If he had said yeah, but I got him secondhand for like $100 or something, you'd be like, well, mouse and keyboard? What about the mouse pad? Did you include the cost of shipping? How can we get this number to 3,000? Oh my god. What about the opportunity cost of not having purchased something else with your money? Oh shit. That's fucking hilarious. Oh shit. Alright, so we're supposed to do this one at night or in the rain. And, seeing how I'm not about to just wait around for the fucking weather to change. We're just gonna sleep right here, and then get out there at night. Did you just sit on the floor? Shit. Ah. I don't know why that struck me so funny. It was just the thought that Fox didn't want to be incorrect when talking with Dapper so much that he dove for the monitor cost is incredible. That was fantastic. What a way to start the day. It sure ain't gonna come from this game, I can tell you that much. Alright, let's grab a little bite here. A little drinky poo to start the day. Nothing like getting a little, brewski in before going on a 400-mile hike across the Australian outback.
That sure looked good, Sam.
Why do you have to say that every time? Like, I get it. You can't eat or anything, but like, is it necessary to show that you have something new to say every time? When that's the only thing you have to say? Yeah, I see you, Norman Reedus. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's been a while since you've taken a shower. Oh my god, we're doing actual pizza delivery again. Beach yeast sounds disgusting.
This cargo has been designated for chilled delivery.
Ay. Why is Fox crashing out? Alright, let me give you the rundown, Panda, just because it's fucking hilarious. So, Dapbraid is currently playing Final Fantasy 16, yeah? And he flipped from console to PC, to keep playing it, and he was talking about how amazing it is on the PC, comparatively speaking, because obviously, you know, it looks better, but it also just, the inputs are nicer and whatnot, frame pacing, etc, etc. Yeah, and, Fox says something along the lines of, trying to get a dig in at Dapbread, you know, first thing in the morning, we gotta, you know, Fox and Dapbread, saga, gets a dig in at Dapbread. Dapbread discovering that his $3,000 computer runs games well, right? Real knee slapper on that one, right? And then Dapbread says, actually $2,500, just as a point. A tough contention. And Fox, who was wounded for the idea that anyone could misconstrue him having been incorrect in relation to Datbread, said, yeah, but what about your monitors? in some sort of hope to get to the $3,000 mark. So you missed the meme of everyone coming up with various things like did you amateurize the cost of the television that you bought fucking 8 years ago that you're playing PC games on now? Or what about your mouse and keyboard? Or the cost of electricity? Bet you didn't think about that. Oh shit. It was a good meme to start the day. A real solid meme to start the day. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. That shit's funny.
Order accepted. Thank you.
Okay, so what episode am I on now? Fuck if I know, it doesn't matter. Like, this could be episode, like, 1, and then go straight to episode 11, where something in the story actually happens, and everything that came before it is basically just nonsense. We're delivering pizza currently, which is the second most important type of run, the first being kangaroo saving. I think I'm starting 8. I think we might have finished 7. I think we're starting 8 maybe? I don't know. But the reality of the situation is, it doesn't matter. Oh, we have to deliver pizza through hostile territory because the pizza chef has tucked himself in to absolute nonsenseville.
Commencing route creation. Delivery route finalized.
Imagine fighting guards just to deliver beach yeast. No chance.
Sam, I don't recognize that device over there. Proceed with caution.
What device are you even talking about? Oh.
Sam, something appears to be approaching us.
I swear to God.
Exploded. Is it some sort of homing landmine? Sam, we're in serious danger here.
Not really. Yeah, we took a Domino's pizza into a Pizza Hut. own territory.
That's the place, huh?
Welcome, Sam.
Dude making pizza as far away from anyone that would ever eat it as humanly possible.
Welcome and thank you for coming. I'll inspect your cargo. Excellent work. This cargo is in perfect condition.
This guy's sounding hella fucking Asian.
I knew you would arrive soon. You are a very dependable man. Please, connect me to this network of yours.
Because he is. Oh, just a big ass machine gun. Great.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
Extends the window which likes can be given and received. What? Why? Would that even be important?
Thank you. This technology is remarkable. I expect I'll receive plenty of new business.
From who?
Speak of the devil. A new order just came in now. I look forward to seeing you again soon, Sam.
Excellent work, Sam. You made a big difference today. According to APAS's analysis, pizza-hungry individuals in the area could prove instrumental in the further expansion of the Cairo network. Anyway, let's press on to the next site awaiting you and your Cupid, shall we? It bears mentioning that the denizen located there has a reputation as a very cautious individual. Take care not to give them cause to doubt your intentions. Go ahead and pick up your new main order from the delivery terminal on site, so we can get underway.
They did the pizza delivery thing in the first game too. Okay, so, yeah, pizza delivery quest. It's funny. It's a meme. You can do a Domino's tie-in for advertising money. But how about we, like, not make it the main quest? This game's got enough things going on that are detracting from the tone of the game to begin with. Why are we out here delivering pizza on the main quest?
Disengaging weapons restrictions.
I can only assume that the guy that played the pizza man, is, like, quite possibly literally a pizza dude or some shit. Or a friend of Kojima's that really likes pizza. Or something. In real life, and he's put him in the game. That's my first assumption. Ghost in the Shell director? There you go. Answers that.
Weapons detected. Be advised that usage is restricted inside facility grounds.
Oh, now we're delivering Ah.
Could use a quick breather.
I second that.
I'm not Coldplaying it, don't worry. It's a quick little. You might get minor Coldplay because of 5-hour long fucking animations, but there you go. Alright, we're out. No Coldplay. I'm going to assume that there's a bunch of ghost meme boys in there. A little chiral fuckery happening in here, and I wouldn't even be shocked if it's gonna start pissing fucking rain at the same time. Would be my guess.
Commencing route creation. Delivery route finalized. This cargo has been designated.
Oh, I can't load onto the Tri-Cruiser because it's not flat. Presumably. It's on its side. I don't, like... Fucking, yeah, sure.
Order accepted. Thank you.
Alright, here we go. Pitter patter, let's get at her. Stare, dead man here. Okay, so this is something I've been thinking about, right? Kojima's a big music head, and he loves Sony Walkmans. How is there not a Walkman yet in a game about walking? What's the meme with Drekka and stairs? Well, you see, Drekka said that his new staircase was going to cost him $3,000, but then Fox said, "Yeah, but what about the monitors?" Oh, fuck. Oh shit, we're suddenly in Journey. Won't be difficult to keep the pizza hot in this friggin' bitch. Hey, what's up, Adam? Why is that there? Why?
Good morning to you. Robert, credentials verified. Welcome.
Security measures lifted. Weapons detected.
Ah, exciting.
あんた配達人ペコでしょ。ペコーラのトラップを抜けてくるなんてやるじゃん。最近物騒だったからやりすぎたかも。ごめんペコ。でもマジで運んでくるなんてかっこいい。ちょっと見せて。早っ早っ。ちょっと早すぎるペコでしょ。あんたいいやつペコじゃん。気に入ったペコ。快楽通信。みんなとピャーってつながるやつね。すぐやってすぐ。
Now displaying your current porter grade.
つながったペコ。これは調査に使えるわ。みんなと話もできるしね。ご褒美ってことでステルスしやすくなる静音設計のアサルトライフルと足音を抑えられるブーツ、そして AI カモフラの柄をプレゼント for you。 その柄のスーツを着るとなんとモグラ地雷の AI カメラに認識されなくなるペコ。もうモグラ地雷にドドドって追いかけられることは絶対にね。最近この辺やばいんだよね。無人兵器がいたなんて噂もあって自衛策は取ったんだけど不安で寝不足なんだわ。でもあんたの荷物で元気が出たペコ。お礼ってわけじゃないけどバンバン使ってほしいペコ。
I love how there's absolutely no real pertinent questions to be asked here.
モグラ地雷はペコーラが作ったの。なのに外の人たちが使ってるなんて。なん
great job as always, Sam. I'm guessing you must be pretty tired. Get yourself back to the GHV Magellan and take a break. Oh, and tomorrow seems to be more talkative lately. Maybe the two of you could find time for a chat.
The absolute fucking
Well done.
whiplash of going from fucking Pecora to Fragile. Okay. Where are we at? Fucking kill me. Listen, this isn't even a slight against Pecora or VTubing or anything like that. I'm not even particularly upset that it's in the game. It's a main fucking questline thing. Like, what are we even shooting for at this point? Like, what is the goal of any of the tone or anything anymore? Is there even one? Does any of this fucking matter?
Disengaging weapons restriction.
Alright, take care. Full charge.
Wow.
Fragile? What is tomorrow? We didn't have that where I came from. I don't understand what it means.
I already hate it.
You know what will happen to these buds? They will turn into flowers. In the space of a day, they'll have completely changed. Living things can't help but change, you see. They can't stay the same forever.
But where I came from, nothing ever changed. So does that mean I'm not alive?
Deborah.
Listen. You are alive. The person you were yesterday is different from the one you are today, and the one you'll be tomorrow. You're changing.
Tomorrow.
That's what living is. To change and to embrace change. To transform.
Is this what my tomorrow will be?
Yesterday becomes today, which in turn becomes tomorrow. They're all connected, for better or worse. And death is not the end.
Death is not the end.
Welcome back, Sam. You should get some rest.
What story, Dapbeard?
Good night.
No, really. In almost 30 hours, what has the story done? Where have we gone? So what new thing has happened in 30 hours? The answer is nothing. We know no more than we did in the first game.
Sam, it's Charlie.
From a story perspective,
Has been personally requested once more.
than we did at the beginning of the game.
Scientist delivery terminal to undertake this main order. One more thing. The details of this particular order merit careful review. Or so I've been informed. Don't let them down, Sam.
Like the closest thing that we've got is that conceptually, right? We have the groundwork of something. And the groundwork is Charlie is now the fucking elusive man who is funding Fragile to go gallivanting around the world to expand the chiral network to other continents to try to get the whole world connected. Yeah? That's it. It's as far as we've gotten. We don't know who Charlie is. We've had like 7 different character vignettes where everyone is named as literally as humanly possible. And then we've delivered pizza and talked to fucking VTubers. That is the totality in 30 hours of what we know now versus what we knew at the end of the first game. Yes, but essentially, other than the Plategate thing, which I was talking about, we have a foundation for a story, like in terms of what's driving us forward. Like nothing you just listed materially drives anything forward. We already knew Lou was special. This was a foregone conclusion in the first game. And the early information on Lou in this game was only rehashed in the conversation we just had last night in that fucking cutscene. We have as close to nothing as you can get without being able to literally say nothing in almost 30 hours of gameplay. Like, we are riding the fucking edge. To Shady, who never played the first game, she's gonna read that paragraph and be like, what is it? You know, be confused. She'd be like, what is Adam talking about? I mean, look at this, is all this stuff's happened over here. Nothing has happened. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Like, up to this point, we've had 2 tiny morsels of something at best, and then otherwise it's literally just character vignettes. I've seen the entirety of this game, though. Okay, but that doesn't change anything. Your having seen the entirety of this game doesn't alter the plot progression of the game itself. What does perhaps alter your perception of plot progression is that you didn't play or know much about the first game and or what you are made aware of in the first game, and so some things might seem like plot progression, but they're not. Talking to you, Shady. I know Drekka has seen or played the first one. But yeah, fundamentally, it doesn't change what the reality of the plot progression is. Well, there was no question. I was making a statement. Anyway, the reality is that there has been almost nothing happen in 30 hours, except for a bunch of character vignettes. And that's bad. It's also, in my opinion, bad that Kojima has so flippantly fucked with the tone of the game, especially out of the first game, in the mainline story. It's good to have Easter eggs, it's good to have side stuff that can be fun and a little lighthearted and you know, add some stuff to the mix. But you gotta pick a fucking goddamn lane here. In the first game, there was a very specific tone, it was more focused, even if it was still a bit scatterbrained, because Kojima himself is fucking scatterbrained. But in this one, it's like, because he didn't have to focus on actually creating the foundations of the game on the second one so much, and had more time to just, you know, listen to fucking music and vibe code his way to infinity and beyond, we are getting a even less coherent, even less tonally consistent, impactful game than the first one. And I still think that how this is all going to go is it's going to by and large just be a whole bunch of character vignettes and memes and shit that is feigning depth right up until, like, just dropping red herrings and a bunch of other shit while also trying to beat you about the brow with literalisms. And then we're gonna have 3 cutscenes in which Kojima has verbal diarrhea, and we watch a fucking full-length, 2 or 3 full-length feature films that then tries to thread together all of the complete and utter nonsense that has been provided before that amounted to nothing until we've decided to finally address literally any of it in any meaningful way, and then the game is going to end. Shady, what the fuck? I mean, I understand, there's nothing to understand about how the story is being told. I mean, everyone is aware of how Kojima tells stories. He's been doing this for a real long time. sit up so I can get interactive buttons. Thank you.
Feeling well rested after some quality shut-eye? So that was the esteemed data scientist. They didn't take much convincing to become a part of the chiral network after all, did they? I suppose the appeal of APAS's analytical capabilities was too much to ignore. And they must be quite the fan of pizza, too. The considerable weight of our last delivery did not escape my notice. Just how many pizzas do you think the chef was able to pack into that container? Huh. A suit that prevents its wearer from being recognized by AI cameras. Eyes are the most prominent sensory organ of many life forms. Those of us who specialize in psychology often learn a great deal about them. You see, what the eye and the camera perceive is compared against past experiences and data to yield a conclusion. Perhaps this suit exploits a flaw in how AI cameras perform this function. Which is to say, you shouldn't presume you won't show up on these cameras. But I think it may utilize a form of optical jamming to obfuscate your appearance. In this way, it ensures the system doesn't interpret you as an intruder. Sam, I see that the armed survivalists have gotten their hands on a new assortment of weapons. And our own arsenal has since been expanded, courtesy of the pizza chef. People seem less and less inclined to give others the benefit of the doubt these days. I fear it's going to continue to get harder to earn the trust of strangers in the future.
Yeah, the last one was a real fucking good marker for that there, doll man. Just brought 50 kilograms of pizza to an anime VTuber's door and we got right up and fucking going.
Yeah.
I was thinking I should teach tomorrow a few things, but to do that, I need to do some studying myself. Can you take a look at this?
I'm just gonna wait until Datbeard's figured it out. You know, at some point you have to ask yourself a question. Did you ever think that... Did you ever think that in a game, in your lifetime, you would be asked a question in which one of your possible answers that you could put into the game Specifically, directly after having an extended conversation with the VTuber about pizza, would be platypus semen.
I see. Thanks for the input. Have a safe trip, Sam.
Later.
Okay, tomorrow. Let's continue.
I don't wanna.
Dear Mama needs a cup of rice later. Okay. The old sneaky deaky boots.
Order accepted. Thank you.
Okay. Here's a question. What's the plural of platypus? Is it platypi? Platypuses? Platypussies? There's no universally agreed upon plural form of platypus in the English language. Platypussies it is. Okay, so we've got a nice militarized zone to have to work with. Very good. The shit's too deep. And unfortunately, I don't think I've got... Well, I know I don't have the materials to make a bridge down here. Ah, look at that. There goes my hero. He's on that right. Now, the scariest part is, if I fall... Oh no, we're good here. Okay. I always gotta try it. God damn it. Just not smooth enough one wheel control.
My time to shine.
Yeet! What's up, Roran? These two will likely be the biggest problem. Otherwise, it will just be getting in... This guy's gotta go first. But I'm gonna have to go out and around and up and over.
Let's catch up. And we're back.
No. Gonna go and save a fucking BB. No. Did my man really turn around? He's been facing the other direction the whole time. What a dick. Why is he suddenly just perma-facing fucking left? My biggest concern is there's probably still guys in these tents. And I didn't use a watchtower ahead of time, which would have been a smart idea. Like that guy. I don't know if the other guy's gonna see me. I need to get him behind this wall. Fruit drink.
Looks like you have what was requested. All that remains now is to drop it off.
I thought there was one more guy down here. Ah. He's eventually gonna find that body. If he turns down there. Okay. Depending on how many guys are left, we are right up on just simply finishing taking everyone out and grabbing our little three-wheel meme and driving the rest of the way. There's another guy there. This is dangerously on the edge of that guy's probably like peripheral cone. But so many guys are dealt with at this point, there wouldn't be that many guys left. Unless they just summon up like a fucking truck out of nowhere or some shit and... That's entirely possible. I might go for the Ebola gun if I need to, but it'll probably be one of the last guys up here, the guy that's up high. It doesn't seem like there's anyone else. Oh fuck, there's one more guy here? The fuck? Wait, they're in the truck. How am I? Wow, what a way to fuck my stealth run. Last guy in a glitched fucking truck on the side of the road. Awesome. What a fucking way to ruin that shit. I'm sorry, did I see a grenade launcher? Yeah, typical. Just typical. Platypus. Wow, we really did, like a platypus being left out in the friggin' cold on this shit, eh? Sounds like it's a miracle we even agree on what to call them in the first place. Magnolian, courtesy of Anti-Fragile Music. Of course, yes.
All that I want is a home inside the woods, and a woman that I can love. All of the days are nothing but a haze on the even rows of chairs.
They couldn't agree on how to evolve, that's their problem. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, it doesn't even need metal? Okay. Names are important, Shady Fridge. Well, the specificity of it all, magical. The Motherhood.
Drawbridge credentials verified. Welcome, Sam.
Security measures lifted. Weapons detected. Be advised that usage is restricted inside facility grounds.
Access the delivery terminal to process your order.
This door appears to be locked. We'll need a passcode of some sort to open it. You don't know the number, do you? Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Charlie specifically tell us to check something before we accepted this order?
Probably, but I gotta be honest, I don't really listen to Charlie very much because he's just like a freaky deaky fucking Mr. Clean. And so I really didn't pay much attention, to be honest with you.
Disengaging weapons restrictions.
Take care, Sam.
That did it, Sam.
Thank you. I'll get this cargo processed right away. I'd say this is practically perfect. I had a feeling you were the right porter for the job. We've been waiting eagerly for your arrival. We're ready to join the chiral network.
Now displaying your current porter grade.
We appreciate your help. Before you go, I have another favor to ask of you. In private,
Fucking
where
Draco.
we won't be overheard. There's a back room just past that terminal. I'll be waiting.
Who's hearing us?
Order completed. Well done.
Bitch, there ain't nobody here. It's just me and a freaky 3 FPS doll man.
What is this? We came here in peace.
Bulge.
It's all right. They don't mean us any harm. You must be Sam. Thank you. Couldn't have been easy getting here. Folks call me the doctor. My sisters and I don't normally allow men inside, but for patients we make an exception. It's clear you've suffered greatly for this child's sake. Haven't you? May I, Sam?
Yeah.
Oh, these. They're chiral hands. So your BB's passed on.
You have dooms then, I take it.
I do. And it's given me an unusual gift. I can remove a BB from a still mother's womb without resorting to invasive surgery, and safely place it in a pod with minimal distress to the fetus.
Without using any tools whatsoever? So you're a psychic surgeon then?
A psychic midwife is what they call me. When I was with Bridges, I used these techniques to remove BBs from their mothers.
Nothing like a freaky deaky reverse hand to get you
You
going.
may be suffering from persistent, complex bereavement disorder.
Is that why you called me here? To tell me I got issues?
Sam, we're the motherhood.
The what now?
This shelter is a safe space for mothers.
Women and children would come here seeking peace. They also came because I could examine still babies. I'd move the fetus to a pod and perform what I would call a transposed screening.
I guess that's why they call you doctor. So, are you saying your technique allows you to treat still baby syndrome?
A BB pod is functionally no different than an incubator. And I was eager to bring our unborn children into the world. So, I thought I would give this little one a chance. Still baby or no, I was convinced I could bring a fetus to term outside the womb. So I placed him in the pod. And a moment later, his heart started beating. And then, after 3 minutes, it stopped. I tried as quickly as I could to get him back in the womb, but it was too late. The still baby was no longer viable. I'm sorry, Caesar. Over time, I tried to refine the pod tech to find a way to help women and their children. But treatment and life extension are impossible. All I could do was look. Even so, word got around and mothers in need of support started coming here. But unfortunately, not long after, men came knocking too. Men who wanted women. What could I do? I was only a doctor who delivered babies.
What is going on in this fucking scene?
Luckily, I had strong women around me. Mothers who were willing to stand up and fight for the sake of us all.
But as soon as we decided to take up arms, our man friends only got bolder.
If we don't fight back, they'll enslave us.
We can't and won't lay down our arms till our safety is guaranteed.
Where'd you get your hardware?
Weapons factory's been pumping them out non-stop. That's why all the locals around here are toting new toys. Got plenty more of their new releases in the armory downstairs.
Sam, we want you to shut down their operation and halt the spread of weapons.
Stop them, please.
Please.
Prior to proceeding, we'll need to confirm the precise location of the factory. Let's make our way back to the DHV Magellan, Sam.
Sam, wait.
Yeah.
There. All finished.
Sam, this is Tom.
That was a bullet that was still lodged in him. He had surgery at one point, the whole 9 yards. She's just taking the last bullet out there because she can phase through shit, but,
A
like...
cursory inspection confirmed that some critical parts of the propulsion system have become clogged up with tar. Our usual decontamination methods won't cut it. We'll need a special tar dissolvent to clear out the blockage. The F2 South Distribution Center was kind enough to source some for us. I'd like you to pick up the order on site, collect the cargo, and bring it back to the ship. Meanwhile, we'll be doing everything we can to keep ourselves from sinking further into the tar, as well as gathering information
Into
on
the
weapons
tar.
factory. Don't let us down, Sam.
Holy shit.
So great.
I just need to unpack what the fuck that whole thing was about. So, like, again, like, more or less character vignetting for, you know, 5 or 6 straight minutes. How do you even describe that scene? The underpinnings of it make sense, right? You are in a world with exceedingly low birth rates because of what happened. Not all women are even able to give birth. There's going to be, you know, all sorts of shit that arises around that. You get a lot going on there, and for whatever reason, Kojima decided to cram all of that into a single monologue that involved characters we had never met before in a situation that has had no previous impact, and then try to cram all of that into there in this insanely, like, emotionally heavy thing, and then we're just sent on our way. And I, like, because the progression of the actual world itself in the confines of Death Stranding, the evolution of that and the chain of events and all that stuff is not put in front of the player in a particularly digestible way. All of these individual weighty moments have almost nothing to fall back on, and so it just feels like you're watching a bunch of individual scenes in a vacuum where nothing fucking is related to, like, anything else that Sam has been, you know, part of, and you're just walking. It's like Sam is walking into different theaters, watching a different fucking drama, and then walking out of the theater, and then walking home, and then walking to the next theater, and then like there's no continuity. It just feels like a whole, like a fucking, I don't even know what. I don't even know how to describe it. It is incredibly difficult to even get it, like, describe it coherently, because it's so fucking incoherent itself. I don't, like, I and nothing that, like, and like nothing that just happened makes me any more invested in what is going on. Because we also still don't really have a fundamental fucking clue about what's going, like, we'll do something, and then Dollman or Charlie or somebody will, like, chime in on the radio and try to describe to you why the person that you just got on board is even remotely fucking useful to the cause. And then that's it. Like, most of this should be pretty self-evident. Like, you shouldn't be, like, going to an area and doing a big thing and having this weighty fucking discussion and then still need Mr. Clean or fucking Slappy from Goosebumps tell you why it's important, or, like, because it should be self-evident. You should just know. It should just... Like, if as a player you watch that scene, you know, the lead up to it is just, you know, clear out a base, grab the pod, which, by the way, we didn't even talk about. It was just a MacGuffin to get us to go to the location, right? Like pizza for the VTuber, BB pod for the motherhood, and then you get there and you get all of that in front of you. You guys who just watched that, what was your takeaway? If you're the player and you're going through this, what is your takeaway from that as it pertains to anything in the fucking story? Like, what do you walk out of there? What are the things that stick in your mind as you walk out of there? Other than, I'm gonna go somewhere and shoot some dudes. Like, unironically, and to some degree ironically, all of this shit does feel like it exists in a vacuum. Right? As you know, the Death Stranding has forced the world to be, you know, everyone's gone into hiding, nobody's talking to one another, everyone exists in their own little fucking world. And then it almost plays out like that, because all of these things end up just feeling like they're all in a vacuum, completely separate from one another. Nobody has, like, or not even like that I would expect individual bunkers to have their own thing, but as it actually drives the story, like do we learn the real reason they want the pod? Presumably they just want it because they're the Motherhood. And they're collecting them like Digimon. I don't know. Instead of talking about that pod, we talked briefly. Oh my god, 5 seconds ago, Xbox has canceled the reboot of Perfect Dark and is shutting down the initiative. Rare's Everwild has also been canceled. What's happening to all these devs and studios? The answer is everyone already knows this. Everyone knows what's going on. Studios have gotten too big. Too many decisions are being made by too many people, slowing down projects and making them more expensive. Too many egos are conflating or are making it even more difficult. Game budgets balloon. We're seeing $400-500 million failures. And so, and then you get Expedition 33 comes out. I'm not saying that has anything to do with this, but like it is you got to look at it and go, oh, well, why are we giving you guys $500 million? Or $250 million? What are you doing? And it's the corporatization. It's the corporatization of a lot of this shit. And like I talked about with, you know, it's like with the thing, hey, what's up? Oh, hey, there's a man I haven't seen in a hot minute. We were just in the middle of talking about how Xbox is falling off a cliff after talking about how this game is falling off a cliff. But sit tight, my wife just gave me a shout. I need to go upstairs and check real quick. Bionic 121, welcome back, my man. Thank you very much. Bless. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Em's got a migraine. A migraine. But yeah, Xbox shedding a bunch of people and canceling Perfect Dark. Also, Rare's project being canceled. Yeah, they've canceled Perfect Dark and then Rare's Everwild or whatever it was called that we haven't seen in a hot minute. They also completely shut down the Initiative, which is the quadruple A developer, right? Behind Perfect Dark, where they assembled the Avengers to make a game before discovering that was a bad idea. I mean, we all, it was already not looking good to begin with because they had called Crystal Dynamics back in to be a co-developer on it because things were going so poorly. And so it was already, but crazy work. But I dropped the, just give them timeline because there's a couple weeks back when they had announced the ROG Ally X. Xbox, ROG, whatever the fuck the weird combination fucking name is. And I'd responded to a tweet by oh my goodness, my brain is collapsing in on itself. His tag is Vicious, but his actual name is oh my god. It's escaping me right now. Anyway, talking about he himself had responded to a tweet about this thing, not being an actual Xbox product per se and whatnot, and his response was, you've got to, this thing just came out, you got to give them some time, yada yada yada. And my response to that was, people have been given Xbox time for a decade now, and they've had the wounded animal public facing persona now for like a decade. It's been 10 years. Every time they have something come out, it's always them limping all the time. They just can't snowball victories to save their fucking life. And he took exception to that and told me that I didn't know what I was talking about. And which I said, I thought was weird because nothing I had said was actually, particularly, nothing was invented. Paris, thank you. Nothing was invented there, because I extended the conversation to say it's not that I don't have, necessarily anything bad to say about Phil or Sarah, or Matt. The Xbox's holy trinity. Fine enough, but the reality is, I said, is that the only reason that Xbox is where they're at right now, and able to even do what they're doing is because of a nearly endless supply of money that Microsoft is willing to keep cutting checks for and writing off losses. You've got, Ucholino, 57 months, welcome back, sir, 8 months in a row, bless. You've got, think about in 10 years what the Xbox division under Microsoft has been able to do. They purchased ZeniMax, parent company to Bethesda. They purchased Activision Blizzard. They purchased other smaller studios and stuff along the way. And then all of that happened at the same time that they spun up and funded at a loss Game Pass. To the point where we know from the court documents where Microsoft got dragged into that like Apple versus Epic or whatever meme, that there was discussion of like a timeline here. We needed to start making some shit happen. But all of that is to say is that Xbox is not where Xbox is because they have done a good job marketing a compelling product and providing a great service consistently. They're meeting a watermark, and then they bought their way in and are buying their way into a majority holder of a new market in the Game Pass. And it's but then like they go and buy like $100+ billion worth of publishers and developers, and they get nothing to show for it. It's just L after L after L after L over and over, and you knew it was bad. And I mentioned this when we were watching the Summer Game Fest. I said something's got to be bad because they blocked out an entire special segment after the Xbox event for what's that game fucking called again? It's a sequel, the Outworlds. It's out something. Outworlds 2. Or Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds 2. Nobody cares about the Outer Worlds at that level. Nobody. And it's not a game that you would dedicate an entire special segment to when you have presumably Perfect Dark, Fable in the chamber that nobody's seen in a hot minute. So when you bring out The Outer Worlds 2, clearly, things are a little fucky elsewhere. Hey, what's up, Asturma? What memes are good today? Many. Many. But I mean, with Perfect Dark being canceled and the initiative, not just the game being canceled, but the initiative being shuttered, think about how big of a deal they made the initiative out to be. Quadruple A games. We assembled the fucking Avengers. We got the best of the best, the biggest and brightest. All the experience and put them on a single team. Surely that means we're gonna get greatness. No. I think what we've discovered here in the last several years is that the more corporate involvement any individual video game gets, the much higher the probability is the game is going to either fail to even get out the door, or it's going to be bad. The bigger the team, the more money you throw at it, does not actually equate to anything good by default. You dilute the vision, you dilute the purpose, you dilute the feeling of being on a team. You get too big, you feel like you're a number in a system, and that has knock-on effects. How many multi-$100 million games need to fail before they start fucking realizing that it's a bad idea? You know, the example I'd bring up is the one I spoke about a long while ago now when there was discussion around Xbox wanting to close out the studio behind Hi-Fi Rush. And, you know, think about how many Hi-Fi Rushes you would get for one, or how many Expedition 33s or Hi-Fi Rushes that you would get for, you know, for one Anthem, or, what's the, my brain's a real fucking mess today for remembering some of the names of these games, but the Concord. How many Concords, or how many of these other games can you get for one Concord? If Concord costs something like $300 or $400 million, you're talking about like 3 separate games minimum that get $100 to $125 million. Draco. I don't think the games industry is in trouble. I think the big games industry is in trouble. I think they're fucked. And it's because they put themselves in this position. Davir. They put themselves in that position. A never-ending, like, Ouroboros of we need more people, we need more money, we need more people, we need more money, we need more people, we need more money. Until people have convinced themselves that you need a certain size team and a certain size budget to accomplish great things, or what's considered to be a great thing. That's just not true. It's just complete bullshit. And you know, does anyone else find it mildly entertaining that every time a game that comes out that does well, that disproves that thought, that there's at least 1 or 2 or a half dozen or whatever in big corpo developer or some, you know, head of a dev team or a head of a publisher come out and say, well, you know, you can't expect. Right? Look at Square Enix, great example. Great example. Although Square Enix is a bit more hubris than anything else. Look at how many, just look this up. I don't have this is not on the computer, so I can't pull it up on stream right now, but look up how many copies of Final Fantasy VII Remake sold, and then look at how many copies of Rebirth sold. And if you want to get even more granular, you can say before the PC release to help boost numbers. You can just compare it on console. And the reality is that they've got like this small contingent of diehard Final Fantasy fans that were going to buy anything regardless of what the outcome was. But then you had the majority of people since before Final Fantasy 15 even released telling them exactly what they wanted, and then them being gaslit and told that it was too expensive and too time consuming to do, and then they go and do something that's even more time consuming and even more expensive that none of those people fucking wanted, and then they go and turn out fucking back-to-back games that immediately fall off a cliff in terms of sales, and you're going, and the craziest part for Square Enix, of course, is that they were so desperate to leave any form or to leave turn-based behind in its entirety so fast, and in such totality that they even ignored when some of the other smaller stuff like Bravely Default came out, and were like, I remember them saying, "Oh, we're so shocked at how well it did." Did you read my messages? Final Fantasy 7 tanked, 16 tanked. Yeah. So it's a there's a lot of moving parts, right? And you could point at a bunch of different things, and they're not all necessarily directly related, but a lot of it does rest on corporatization and hubris are like the two driving forces for where a lot of these really big devs and publishers are finding themselves right now. Just the reality. I mean, how much, and some of these companies have spun out of it to continue to convince themselves that everything is fine because they've taken the easy way out and gone the route of like some form of mobile monetization live service fuck show like Fallout 76 for Bethesda, where they can look at it and say, okay, well, it's making us money, so it's good. But Starfield's bad. They're not even going to continue to make like fucking extended content for that thing. It's so bad that the modding community doesn't want to do anything with it. They haven't made anything good since Skyrim. That was 15 years ago. Which means in development years, it's 20 years ago. Counter to that, Roran, I don't think they've run out of ideas at all. People are not always expecting new things. People are just expecting most of the time ideas that have already been used, but that they've been molded or shaped in a new way, or delivered with excellence. So think of it as a restaurant. Typically speaking, it is uncommon for you to go into a restaurant and order something and expect it to be everything on the menu to have never been cooked before. Nobody's ever made a hamburger in their life. Right? It's never been done. First restaurant to make a hamburger. Right? That's not what anyone's expecting. You go into a restaurant, you order the hamburger, what are you hoping for? You're hoping that it's a fucking delicious hamburger. And maybe they've spritzed it up a bit. It's a hamburger, but they put peanut butter on it. And you're like, ooh, that's odd. Maybe I'll give that a shot. Or you order a plain-ass cheeseburger, and then what are your expectations? You just hope that it's a really fucking good cheeseburger. New ideas aren't necessarily always necessary. Good execution and a twist on the old is the vast majority of what anyone is looking for, which is exactly the point about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Remake, where they outright ignored that and decided to try to reinvent the entire fucking wheel, and way fewer people were interested in trying to reinvent the wheel Like if Final Fantasy VII originally, the original game, that's your classic cheeseburger. Okay? Square Enix came in and said, you guys on this remake, you don't just want a classic cheeseburger, except, you know, we've made it even higher grade beef and real aged cheddar and thick cut smoked bacon. None of that shit. You don't want that. What you want is, I can't believe it's not beef on a lettuce bun with vegan cheese and a fucking fake beef dip bowl on the side. That's what you want. And then cover it in fucking yellow mustard. It's new. It's innovative. It's exciting. This is what you want. And yeah, there were some people that lost some bets. And were like, fuck it. I'll go for it. But in reality, the majority of people just wanted an elevated cheeseburger. Because they'd already been to this restaurant before. And they were cranking out pretty good cheeseburgers. And he came back in. You want that cheeseburger again, but you're expecting, you know, it's been a while. They've got some, you know, they've got some fancy shit. Let's see what they got on that cheeseburger. Nope. Chuck Testa. Expedition 33 isn't like a huge list of brand new, never before done anything. In fact, it is the opposite, where it is quite literally an amalgam of all of the creators' favorite things from their favorite games put into a video game. So, you know, I don't think that it's a problem of the industry having run out of ideas so much as I think that the industry is mired in corporate bullshit. I think the bigger problem is that if you were going to make an analogy with movies, this is the analogy that I would go with. In movies right now, it is extraordinarily difficult to get any movie greenlit that is not expected to make damn near $1 billion at the box office. If you want it to be completely funded by the studio. Otherwise, you have to go in and spend your own money to make that shit happen. What does that mean? Well, you don't get a hell of a lot of, like, Goodwill Huntings in theater anymore, right? Hey, Bloody Talent with the Prime, thank you very much, appreciate that. You don't get a bunch of Goodwill Huntings in theater anymore. You get a bunch of just you get like kind of like two ends of the spectrum, typically. You get Marvel, big blockbuster superhero fucking whatever.
Wow.
Or the world's cheapest low budget horror film that has an insane margin upside. And then everything else is like you're fighting for your life to be able to fucking get that shit on film. And I think that's exactly what's happening with games. You've got a bunch of D Texas, welcome back as well. 98, bless you, approaching the 100. You get where was I with that? My own brain derailed itself. But you get in gaming, right? So you've got a bunch of everyone being bought up, the consolidation of the industry, fewer and fewer publishers that are willing to fund fewer and fewer games unless they hit certain or are likely to hit certain metrics, And those certain metrics are like, you know, are you Fortnite? Can you do that? And fewer from these major publishers being done that fit in a smaller pocket of, are you going to be profitable? To what degree, we don't really care. It's like, are you going to at least break even on this? And maybe give yourself a platform if it ends up being good for a sequel that then has even higher margins? Like, that almost doesn't exist anymore. It's a very, very, very few, comparatively speaking. And then you have a sea of indie developers. And so I would say that's the more appropriate comparison that I would make anyway with the movies industry, is that it is a problem in which you have everyone's chasing the same dragon, and by default that makes a lot of shit just never viable for most of these publishers. And then you just end up with a bunch of people cranking out these massive multi-hundreds of millions of dollar titles that are dead in the water, dead on arrival. Are you seriously in the midst of watching? Stop. That's fucking hilarious. Good movie, by the way. Possibly my favorite movie of all time. So, yeah. And, you know, the initiative and whatnot is kind of like the last of the pre-pandemic, overly bloated, overfunded, overpromised, underdelivered nonsense that we've been seeing for quite some time. And that's just kind of the fucking show, really, at the end of the day. Am I shocked that it got canceled? No. Am I shocked that the initiative got shut down? No. You know, if I had to guess how many people are going to be explaining this away, is we're going to hear the long sigh. Making video games is really hard. It's so hard. It's the hardest job. It's so difficult. So many things, so many moving parts, so many whatever. And you know what? It's true. It is difficult. It's difficult before you make it difficult, or more so. The problem is that it has been made exponentially more difficult for quite some time now, in the worst possible fucking ways, and now you're seeing the fucking results of it. Right? It's like, you know, Concord Concord was in development for, what was it, like 6, 7, 8 years? Some crazy amount of time. Imagine the people, the poor devs, they graduated in the peak of the games industry boom for money. They walk directly into a position in which they are working on a massive game that is to rival that of Overwatch. And their entire resume is, I went to school and then I worked on Concord for fucking like 6 years. And then the game dies immediately. From some animated show, why don't they like it? We spent $200 million on this. Why don't they like it? Yeah. You know, as the industry has gotten bigger and made more money, more and more people have been put in positions of power and decision-making authority that have never worked in games before and aren't a fan of games in, you know, on their own time. They don't play them. They don't understand them. They don't really care. They were there for ones and zeros. The bigger the industry got, and we're just watching you like that's. Oops. Who would have thought that might be a problem? Who would have thought that would have been a problem? Oh, we've got to go all the way back through there. Okay, well, we're just going up through Hartman's friggin' lab.
Delivery route finalized.
That means the motion blur in the small field of view in Doom 2016 fucked my shit up. I can't play on default settings. Yeah, that can happen. That can happen.
Look, Sam, a hot spring. Shall we take a dip?
No.
Hey, Sam, have you thought about using transponders? Might make your life easier.
Okay, why would you tell me about that now when I literally cannot use it for what I'm doing? Like I'm delivering something that cannot be brought with us. Oh no, I'm not. Wait, what the fuck? Oh no, I have to go there. Oh, I thought I was taking something with me. Well, if that's the case... but they're gonna put it in a private locker. So if I don't bring this with me, then I'm gonna have to build another one there. I guess. Which I should be able to. So presumably we have to go like...
That was some impressive work.
Oh no, wait, I'd have... No, isn't it already, like, the transponders are here? I guess I still have to make one, but I would have thought that I could just use... Fucking Trekka, oh my god. God damn it.
I will always support you.
Okay.
Counting on you.
There's probably one already built, like, right next to me, I just walked right by it, or some shit.
Construction process